I skipped the other two.
Four. Welcome back to 360 Sports. I'm your host, Emily, alongside Cade, Chris, and Isabella. Today, we're talking all things baseball. We talked about this a little bit last week, but it's a week later, and the NL wildcard race is still very close between the Diamondbacks, Mets, and the Braves. Right now, the Diamondbacks and Mets both have 87 wins, and the Braves have 86. How do you guys think that this is playing out?
Chris, you go first because, just go.
It's going to lead into heartbreak for me. The Mets and Braves next two games got postponed until now Monday. So that means on Monday, they're going to have two games against each other in the final day of the season. I think the Mets probably lose both. I have the worst day of my life and whatever. But hopefully, I think actually the Mets and Braves both make the playoffs. I think the Diamondbacks fall out because they're playing the Padres next. That's a tough game. I'm hoping the Mets and the Braves split it, and then the Diamondbacks fall out. That's my hope. That's my hope and what I think is going to happen for the wild card.
All right, listen, Chris, we're both Met fans. We both have seen this story before, 2022. They got swept in the second to last series of the season. First off, I want to talk about Rob Manfred. Series have been moved before. The Yankees have played at Citi Field for a series before.
Yeah.
This is a hurricane. This didn't just come out of nowhere. You knew that there was going to be rain in Atlanta, so move the series. Whatever. I'm not a weatherman. Anyway, I think the Mets are going to be fine. I do take solace in the fact that they're tied with the Diamondbacks. We have a little bit of cushion. I think it's going to be Mets, Braves. Diamondbacks are just turning the wrong way.
Well, so far, the Mets lost to the Braves in their series.
I know.
So it is not looking too good for them. But at the same time, they have room to come back. I would call this a Cinderella story for the Mets. They went from losing, 6-8 games straight in the first week to coming this far into the playoffs. I think they could have a chance. And as a Yankees fan, I'm kind of rooting for them. The Braves, this is just going to be a very good fight. This is going to be a tough fight. There's going to be so much attendance in Citi Field overall. But for the Diamondbacks, I personally wouldn't count them out because Ketel Marte is shining for them.
MVP candidate, potentially.
What happened?
MVP candidate, potentially.
For sure, exactly. And they were in the World Series last year. They have a chance to get back in and just, who knows, win it? Probably not, but...
How are we feeling if the Braves aren't making the playoffs this year?
Oh, my gosh, I would love it. It's a dream come true. The Braves, hate's a strong word. I'm not going to say hate, but I hate the Braves. Yeah. I'm all for sports. They might be my least favorite team out of all of them. I don't even mind the Phillies. Honestly, I don't.
Well, the Phillies Braves are like a normal rivalry with them, but the Braves always just own the Mets, and it just hurts.
And on Twitter, they talk, too. I hate it. I hate it so much.
They also lost Acuna and Strider, and they're still –
because they're a good team.
They're still winning.
Yeah. But one thing that might help the Mets, Sale's supposed to pitch tonight.
Yeah.
The Braves might need to send him out there this weekend for that series, so the Mets might miss him on Monday, hopefully.
True.
But who knows?
All right, we got
Gina Sullivan said that Chris, we are all worried that the Mets will implode.
There's a lot of anxiety and fear amongst the household, and Mom, I'm scared too.
They are known for blowing it last minute.
Trust me, I know. It stinks. It's not fun.
I wouldn't be surprised if they get booted out.
I'm not expecting them to win a single game for the rest of the season. That's how the expectations need to be to the floor. Whenever I have expectations, I get hurt.
They could make it, but they will get booted out the
wild
card round.
Lindor's coming back. We'll be fine. Okay, he's coming back.
He is coming back.
He was supposed to play today, but
I pulled my back terribly right before senior year of lacrosse. I think I would have been out for months. Francisco Lindor is not. Just saying.
All right.
Better man than me.
All right, we got a couple huge series coming up that could determine some more playoff seedings. We got the Yankees versus the Orioles, which could determine the winner of the AL, and we got the Mets versus the Braves for the wild card, like we were just talking about. Can I have some more predictions on those series?
I think the Yankees might be taking they're 5 games up. I think it would take. Have they clinched the division yet? Technically, no, right? Just a playoff spot.
Playoff.
Yes, so just a playoff spot. They're 5 games up on the Orioles. Something would have to go really wrong for them not to take that division. So maybe the Orioles fighting for position. Sure, they'll take 2 of that. I feel like whatever. And the Mets, I can't talk about them anymore. I'm getting nervous.
Yeah, I agree.
Really
the Mets, we know. It's just fear and anxiety. But for the Yankees, they're right now the best in the American League. I think it's more so about the Yankees trying to get the 1 seed rather than the Orioles taking them because that's unlikely at this point. But the Orioles pretty much have the 1 seed locked up for the wild card teams. Yeah. So I think maybe, like you said, they probably split it, and then Yankees just try to get the 1 seed. But either way, they still have a bye if they're top 2.
I mean, piggybacking piggybacking off of both of you, the Yankees and the Orioles is going to be a very tough game. I will say I am kind of nervous for how this is going to go. The Yankees already lost, so that's pretty unfortunate. And all I can say is I blame Gleyber Torres. All shade intended.
Was that the game last night where you got thrown out at third?
Yep.
Yeah.
Just had a very nice discussion about that earlier.
Not great.
But at the same time, I think Yankees will prevail and they will come back. Aaron Boone just needs to get his act together and tell these players to get on the field, do amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, for the Mets and the Braves, very tough game. It's 50-50 for me, basically.
I'm looking at the standings right now. The Guardians I think this is a game and a half back from the Yankees for the one spot. Did you imagine I would have never guessed that the Guardians could win the AL.
Them and the Tigers just like being as good as they are, shocking. I don't understand it.
Well, the Tigers
honestly.
literally came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
They were like, I'm no fan of percentages. I hate when they're like, 2% chance. Okay, well, like ESPN, I'm going off a rail here. ESPN has on their scoreboard, like, it could be 3-1 and it'll be like 2% chance of winning. Well, one hit makes it like 100% chance of winning. So I don't like that anyway. But they did have a 2% chance of playoffs to go against what I just said. Pretty crazy what they're doing. I don't know. And like, not a lot of people, like Riley Green's there, Screwball's there. Not a lot of people can name any other player on that roster.
Javier Baez.
Okay, well, he's certainly not. He's certainly not the reason why they're winning.
That's
but
true.
they put together a nice little team, and they sold it. They kind of sold the deadline too. They traded Flaherty to the Dodgers. I think they moved some other players, so it's impressive.
Well, as everybody knows, Shohei Ohtani is having an amazing season, and that includes his game against the Marlins, where he went 6 for 6 with 3 home runs, and he became the first player ever to be in the 50-50 club. Was this the greatest performance that the MLB has ever seen?
Somebody else go, because I have an opinion on this. I want to go last.
I'm gonna say not the best, but I will say in my top 5 memorable moments, I can't just say it's the best in history. We got Babe Ruth with his 715 home runs, Lou Gehrig's moments, Mickey Mantle, Roger Maris, just 61 home runs. I'm glad he's credited now, though, for that. Pete Rose breaking Ty Cobb's long-awaiting record. And I am not a Red Sox fan, but I will have to say I give them credit for getting their curse lifted in 2004 when they won the World Series. And what's been like 100 years, basically.
Yeah.
And I will also have to say the Cubs. After that was unbelievable.
I'll go, Kate.
Yeah, I want you to go.
I don't want to step on your toes. I'm also saying no. Not to, one of the home runs was off a position player. I'm sorry. I don't like it. You know what? You can hit the home run, but I'm not going to be like, 68 miles per hour. He hit it into the second deck. Okay.
I can do that.
Oh, sure. And then in 3 home runs is great, but we've seen multiple 4 home run performances. Sean Green, 6 for 6 with 4 home runs in 2002. So, I don't remember, but that's a better performance. More home runs, and they were off pitchers and not a position player. I think it was really a great performance, obviously, and it was cool because it was a 50-50 game as well. But I'm not just the position player thing rubbed me the wrong way, even though he did the right thing by hitting it out. I don't blame him for that, but. That, and also, too, I think the best games should be by pitchers. This might be the best hitting performance. That can be that discussion. But when a pitcher has a complete game or like a perfect game, you control the game single-handedly. Hitters can only do so much compared to a pitcher when they're at their best. Yeah.
I mean, I'll say 10 RBIs is pretty insane. I don't even do that in video games. That's kind of crazy. But, I mean, best performance ever, definitely not. I watched Kirk Newhouse hit 3 home runs for the Mets.
I remember that.
Jacob deGrom. You remember, 14 strikeout game, complete game, his first start back a couple of years ago. I mean, I think pitchers, like you said, those are more impressive than I think anything a hitter can do in a single game. Second point, Acuna's 40-70 is way more impressive than Ohtani's 50-50.
I agree.
Way more impressive. Ohtani is sitting on a bench every single game and then just walks out to hit a baseball, and that's it. If you're on the bases, literally he can't affect the game defensively, so you better be going out there and stealing bases. Acuna going out there hitting 40 home runs, 70 stolen bases while playing a defensive, played a legit center field, right field. What is he? Right field.
He's right field.
Right field.
Michael Harris is center
Michael Harris
usually.
Center field. Way more impressive to me than 50-50. Is it awesome? Is it cool? Sure. Luis Angel Acuna is going to go 70-70 next year, so I don't even really care. But my main point, 50-50, cool. 40-70 is more impressive.
I agree.
All right, good.
And Ronald was just head-to-head last season for MVP with Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah.
So he's definitely up there.
Cool.
All right, it's time for some X factors. Let's head over to the board and give some playoff X factors for any team.
Whoa. Okay.
So my X factors going into this, I stayed local to me. I went to New York. Okay, I'm not going to spoil it. Yankees up first. Clay Holmes. If you ask a Yankee fan this season where they're going wrong, Clay Holmes apparently is blowing every single game. If you would ask a Yankee fan, he comes in and apparently just gives the lead away. If the Yankees want to go far in the postseason, they're going to need a closer. I mean, pitching is the name of the game in the postseason. They are going to need him to come in and shut a team down because no matter how many home runs Judge and Juan Soto hit, if this guy's coming in to give them right back to the team, it does not matter. Yankees aren't winning the World Series this year, by the way. Next team is a team that probably has a better shot of winning the World Series. Right across this, Sean Manaea, 2.83 ERA since July 2nd. He is more so just the figure of an overall group. I want to pick the Mets pitching. The whole reason, big reason why they've been able to come back and find themselves in a wild card spot is their pitching. It turned a switch. I mean, coming into the season, Luis Severino, Sean Manaea, David Peterson, those three guys, it was like, come on in, see if you can get right, and then we can maybe deal you at the deadline. All three of them have been very impressive. David Peterson has a 3.08 ERA. Ever since he got blown up last game, not surprising. I've been waiting for it to happen. But Manaea, he's pretty much become the ace of this team. 2.83 ERA since July 2nd. The Mets want to go far. If they want to make the postseason, falls on their backs. They lost last night for a reason. Luis Severino, 4 runs in 4 innings. Pitching is the name of the game. Sean Manaea.
I like it.
Okay,
I
thank you.
obviously like it a lot.
I went biased, but I had to.
Oh, really? That's so interesting. I would never do something biased like that. It's crazy.
Oh, let me
Kate.
guess. We're going to go for – okay, never mind. I'm not going to say anything. Don't want to spoil it.
We'll see. But I like your options. They don't have a real ace, but he is like the figurehead of that pitching staff, so I like it.
They need it.
All right. Well, talk about biased.
I already know who it's going to be.
Well, let's just see who it is. Let's just see
Is it a
who it
certain
is.
guy with a certain back ailment right now?
Perhaps.
Okay.
And it's not you. So here we go with the X factors. Number 1, let's see. Both guys from a similar area, but we're going to start with, we just mentioned him, Francisco Lindor.
MVP.
True. He was getting some MVP buzz, and of course, naturally, he gets hurt right when that happens.
Shohei Ohtani had something to do with that, by the way.
Probably. I'm not saying that. But Francisco Lindor, when he's on, the Mets offense is amazing. When he's not on, the Mets offense just completely falls apart. Defensively, he's an incredible defensive shortstop. We've seen that throughout the years. But when he's batting leadoff and he just seems to always get the double or the hit that the Mets need, he's there to provide it, leads the team in almost everything. Not home runs, but he's the focal point of the offense. And when he's right, the Mets have that great offense. We joked about the Mets, but they've been the best team since I think it was Memorial Day. So
Something like that.
yeah, so they've been great, and it's really started with him coming around. He had a slow start, but when he's been on, the Mets have been great. Next guy, we're going to keep it in a similar area. I don't like him, but here it is, Garrett Cole. He's been okay this year. He's got hurt at the beginning of the year, but we know who he is when he's fully right and healthy. The Mets did light him up twice, which did bring a big smile to my face. But now for the Yankees, if you have that Game 7 or must-win game and you have this ace that you're paying all this money to, you need him to come in and lock down the other team. You need to shut them out. He's the guy that you need. Kay talked about Clay Holmes. That's great. That's great for bullpen. With him, you don't need a bullpen because he could go 9 innings.
Whoa. Chris, what's going on? I didn't need the shot, dude.
I think it was a good take, but
All right.
he's the guy that really can make that team win that must-win game for the Yankees. I don't want to see him right, honestly. I'm not a huge Yankee guy, but he's the X factor, I think, for the best team right now in the American League.
That run he had with the Astros, what was that? From like the middle of the season to the World Series, where I think his ERA was like under 1.
Yeah.
That was insane. And listen, if he can get back to that level, maybe the Yankees win a game in a series.
They probably should win one series, but like if you actually want to win a World Series, like they talk about 27 rings my whole life. If you want to get 28, it starts with having that guy that can go out there.
That's a good point. That's never mind. That's another. I was going to ask about batting, but that's a whole other conversation. We're going to go somewhere else. So I'm not even going to bother.
I'm not a fan of the Garrett Cole slander, personally.
I mean, listen, he's an X factor. If he doesn't do well, they're not going to win. If he does well,
Of course,
they
he's
win.
going to have bad games, but overall, he's a Cy Young
If they're
winner.
paying him this much money, I expect him to go out there and not have a bad game.
I'm just completely biased.
He's
for
had
him.
a fine season, but he's not been the Garrett Cole that we're used to. That's because he comes off an injury. That's fine.
Last year, I feel like was better in my opinion.
What, he won the Cy Young last year, right?
Yeah.
He was great last year.
Spider Tack.
Even though the Yankees overall
True.
did not have a great season last year.
Yeah, well, maybe this year. Probably not.
All right. All right. All right, my X factors. So first, we have. I don't think this is my pick.
Is it?
No.
Was this your pick?
Those are my picks.
Oh, then go for it.
Wait, I thought I was up.
It's okay.
Listen, sometimes people steal each other's shine. I'm not gonna.
It's true. It's true. All right. If we're talking bias, gotta go Bryce Harper. I mean, come on, man. He has been that man since day one. Age 16, he's on the cover of Sports Illustrated, and then he's winning the NL MVP. Are you kidding me?
How many
Come
World
on.
Series championships does he have?
Okay, well, that's
Okay,
irrelevant
Just
right
asking.
now.
Just asking.
Really, that's irrelevant. All right, I love to see it from him. The 2022 postseason was insane for him. I mean, he had 6 home runs. He had a batting average of 349. If he can continue that into the 2024 postseason, I see the Phillies going far. I mean, maybe that's biased, but I see them going far. All right, next up, I'm going to have this is awesome. Yes, I got Bobby Witt Jr. For me, it was right after that All-Star break, he started popping off. He had 16 home runs and a batting average of, what was it, I believe, 339 or something like that. That's insane. I can't wait to see what he does in this postseason. It will be his first time in the postseason, so I can't wait to see what's in store for him, and I'm sure he's going to lead Kansas City to go pretty far. So
He might be like the most important player to his team. Like people were saying that
I
about
agree.
Lindor.
Yeah.
For sure.
He
Completely.
like behind him, like Vinny Pasquantino got hurt. Like I don't know what's going on there. But also, if Aaron Judge isn't having the season he's had, like he's getting robbed of an MVP just
Yeah.
because someone else is doing it that much better. It's crazy.
I was gonna say he's definitely up there for MVP.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's a shame. It's a shame. He should have one, but someone else is just having an insane year.
I think too, Bobby Witt is so likable. He's like fun to watch. He hits some runs, has the power. He almost won the home run derby, which would have been cool. Like
I didn't watch the home run derby.
I don't blame you, honestly, but I watched it. He almost won it,
All
and I
right.
really want him to. It's fun watching the speedy guys with power.
It's fun watching young guys in MLB.
Yeah.
Because then, I mean,
Unlike Bryce Harper, who's been there for forever, but he did win a championship for the Nationals once he left and went to the Phillies.
yeah, but I mean, he wasn't there, so how did he win?
He said he was wanted to bring a title to the Nationals. He did once he left.
I guess that's true.
In
They
his
won-
Phillies press
they-
conference,
yeah.
he said that.
So if he ever leaves the Phillies, that's the next Phillies World Series.
That's exactly my point. Thank
Yep.
you, Cade.
Sure.
All right, I
Oh,
think it's
now
finally
it's-
your turn.
Yeah.
Now it's my turn. All right, I'm not Emily, but
Listen for
All
today,
right.
Laura.
this is pretty obvious. Aaron Judge. Come on, no one is on his level right now. He has 56 home runs and probably 99% counting. He could break this record if he wanted to. He could hit 2 home runs tomorrow if he wanted to. He is also batting over 300, which is incredible. He's overall having such an incredible season. He hasn't had a rocky start. He's had some here and there's in the middle of the season, but overall, he's doing fabulous. He is on just a whole different level of greatness, and he's for sure going to be a future Hall of Famer. All right. Next, Shohei Ohtani. Even though we were just talking about how he didn't have the greatest moment in history, he's still also on another level of greatness, also a future Hall of Famer. He's both a pitcher and a hitter. You got the best of both worlds here. And I will say he is probably the best international player right now coming from Japan. Like we said before, the 50-50 club, he just joined that. Ever since he joined the Dodgers, he's been on fire. I feel like the LA Angels, he didn't really have that chance to shine as much, but at this point now, he's taking over the Dodgers right now. Also, like I said, future Hall of Famer.
MVP too.
MVP.
He's going to be the MVP then. Well, Lindor
He's-
went down.
When
He was the only.
he's not even pitching, he's winning MVPs.
Yeah,
Like
it's
it's unfair.
crazy.
When he pitches, it like has to be him for MVP too. He's a cheat
Yeah.
code.
He is, and that's the thing. If he was pitching this year, give him the MVP.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Something just rubs me the wrong way about how he can just walk up, look at an iPad in the dugout, say, "Okay, this is what I did wrong." Go out there, hit a home run, then sit on the bench again. And I don't know. I don't know.
And the fact he's going through all these allegations right now. And he's
That's
still
another
strong.
point. This man was gambling. This guy was gambling all his money away and threw it on his interpreter. and he's going to win MVP, and all he has to do is watch an iPad and hit home runs. Come on now.
I can't.
I forgot about that. Thanks for bringing that
That's a
up.
good point. His season did start off terribly with
Francisco Lindor probably never gambles.
that.
Does
Family
he?
man.
Family man.
All right, we're going to move on to our AL playoff team draft. You're going to take 2 infielders, 2 outfielders, and a pitcher from teams that are currently in the playoffs. And this is a snake draft, and we're going to start with Bella.
Oh my gosh. So outfielders, I'm not being biased. This is just facts. Aaron Judge and Juan
Yeah.
Soto are so good in the outfield. Aaron Judge being 6'7", come on, like it's a shoo-in to rob a home run.
You can
From
only take
someone.
one. Are you taking Judge or Soto, though? You can only take one.
Oof. Probably Judge.
Judge.
But Soto is also having a great season as an outfielder. I will give him credit for that. I will take for infielders Gunnar Henderson.
Whoa, you're skipping
Whoa.
Chris. You're skipping Chris.
You
this
get
one.
Judge.
Sorry.
Never
Um,
mind.
You're trying to steal this draft from us.
Oh my goodness.
In my eyes, there's one real pitcher that stands above the rest, so I'm
Yeah.
going to take him. Tarek Skubal, 2.39 ERA.
Yeah.
He's the only one really that's like in that tier. Everyone else, there's a big gap between him and the next closest. I'm going to get the one pitcher that's in that tier alone, so he's going to be my first pick.
Yeah. It's valid. It's valid.
All right. I'll also take a picture next. I'm going to take Cole Reagans from the Kansas City Royals.
Mhm.
He's got second most strikeouts in the league. I mean, I was going to take yours, but you took him from me. So
Yeah,
I'll
best
have to go with
pitcher.
Reagans.
I mean, Bobby Witt is the obvious answer here. I mean, MVP, if Judge isn't there, 32 homers, over 100 ribbies. I'm gladly taking him for my infield spot. Hold on, got to write it down because this is important. And honestly, I'm going to sit on pitcher. I'm going to go another batter, Juan Soto.
That's a good one.
40 home run hitter, get an outfielder there.
Don't count him
I like
out.
my two picks.
I'm going to go infielder next. I'm going to go Jose Ramirez.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have much else to
He
say.
just had a 30-30, right? Am I wrong with that? Did he have 30 stolen
I'm
bases?
kind of tired of hearing about that.
40.
Yeah.
He might have a 40-40.
Dude, every
Wow.
single number is a different tier. They keep throwing them numbers at my face. I
So
can't keep
impressive.
track. Jose Ramirez is great. Not like that young, but he's like been so consistent
Yeah.
his whole career.
Mhm.
I'll go with the fun young guy. I'm going to pick Gunnar Henderson for
Yeah.
my infielder. Orioles are really good. He's basically their best player.
That's messed up. You knew that she wanted to go Gunnar Henderson, and you still took it from her.
She's a Yankee fan. She doesn't want an Oriole
Okay.
on her team.
Come on, Gunnar Henderson's having a fabulous season. If it was the dream team, he would be on mine.
Yeah.
Okay. Did we say Jose Altuve?
Nope.
Okay, so that is my infielder choice. He's always having a fabulous season. He's always on the All-Star roster. It's just you're never gonna like turn away from him.
Ava said, "Great job, Bella."
What?
Ava said, "Great job, Bella."
Is that my friend? Oh, okay. Thanks, Ava. Okay. Well, it's a pitcher now, right?
It's whoever you want.
Yeah.
Okay, so pitcher, I had a tie between Garrett Cole and Corbin Burns, but I don't know. This is really tough for me. I don't want to be biased, but I have to go with Garrett Cole. He's always putting on a show
That's
when it
valid.
comes to pitching, and especially with the postseason, I think he's going to give us something. I don't want to say he has never done before, but something that's very memorable if the Yankees win the World Series.
You can take him in his 3.67 ERA. I'm going to take someone else. I'm going to take Yordan Alvarez on the Astros. He's
Yeah.
been on a tear the last few weeks.
Quietly, too. Very quiet.
Not quiet when you have ESPN notifications saying
Okay.
he hit a home run. So I'm taking him. He's a great outfielder. Not a great, actual fielder, but his bat might be like one of the best in the American League.
I'm going to take an outfielder with Anthony Santander. He's got, what is it? I just saw that stat. Yeah, he has 100 RBI.
And 40-something homers.
Yeah,
Yep,
he's had a
44.
great power season.
Yeah, I'm going to take him as my outfielder.
I am going to go. So technically, I think he's been DHing a lot this year, but he's been an outfielder. An ode to Oakland. Brent Rooker is batting like
He's not on.
290.
He's not
Oh,
on.
he's not in the playoffs. I thought I got carried away. Anyway, Oakland fans, you should be. I'm sorry for you guys, by the way.
They play their
Um,
last game. At
Okay,
the
so that
Oakland.
just threw me
Yikes.
through a loop. I totally forgot it had to be playoff team. You know what? I'm gonna go. That just really knocked a lot off my board here.
Javi Baez is still available if you want him.
Javi Baez looks like I don't even know what when he's swinging at the baseball. I'm gonna go with. You know what? We're gonna go for power here. Josh Naylor, 30 homers, over 100 ribbies.
Yeah.
be my infielder. I
Mhm.
can't believe I forgot.
Not a great average, though. That's my issue with him.
Well, listen, when you have two guys hitting 300 and also hitting 40
Fair.
homers, Naylor slides right in.
That's fair.
You guys all three of you guys have been pitchers, so I can just come back around to another batter. We're going to go on a team that we talked about earlier, Riley Green.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Some good defensive player, young, athletic, and yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go another outfielder. I'm gonna go with Yordan Alvarez. I mean,
I picked him already.
you did.
I did.
Aw.
I wanted him too.
Yeah.
He was-
All my picks are being stolen right now.
All right, fine. Hate to go to the Yankees. Wait, no, we talked
Oh.
Juan Soto already too. Did we
Or
take Riley
flying
Green?
off the board. Yeah, I just
He
took
just
him.
took him.
All right, I'll take Stephen Quant. Did we get him?
No.
No, he's
All right,
free.
yep,
All right,
I'm taking
there
him.
you go.
Guardians, you know.
Batting average.
Yeah, and good fielder. I'm going to go with a guy that had a slow start to the season, but like last year, he comes alive at the end. Young, super exciting, speed, power, everything. Julio Rodriguez,
Okay.
one of my favorite guys. And he's had a very good second half of the season.
Chris, I'll hold what I had to say.
Okay.
Oh, I'm up.
Yep.
Okay. So I will take a batter, Giancarlo Stanton. He's a powerhouse. Come on, he's been hitting balls that are 104 miles per hour, sending them out of the stadium.
You're just rebuilding the Yankees.
I am. I'm taking my dream team right now, no matter what. But it is mostly Yankees because there are good Yankee players.
Yeah.
I think Aaron Judge, Juan Soto, and Giancarlo Stanton are a triple threat here, and they're going to be a very big threat for whoever they're facing in the World Series after in the World Series in the the first round of playoffs after
Yeah.
the wild card.
I would love to see Stanton try to play the outfield with his current
Yeah.
leg
He
speed.
has.
Yeah, you mean he played in Miami?
Well, no, I'm saying like current day with his current
Oh,
legs
yeah,
that
right.
don't move that well.
Oh,
I think you get one more pick, one more player.
one more pick.
One
Yeah.
more.
Ooh, catcher.
And yeah, it could be any position you want, really.
Catcher. Ooh. I hate to say it, but I love to say it at the same time. Austin Wells. Do not count him out.
This is
I'm
just-
sorry.
Yeah.
Do not count him out. Do not count him out, though.
All
He's
right.
so underrated. He's been helping the Yankees so much. They could be behind. He gets them back into leads. I enjoy watching him.
I think you're helping me build a better team than you. That's what you're doing. Right
Do we count? I don't know. I don't know if I should. I don't want to pick a catcher. I just need an infielder.
I mean,
left.
you already picked the team. The Mariners aren't
I
in
mean-
the playoffs, so you already picked Julio Rodriguez.
Kate, can you tell me that when that happens?
Well,
I
listen,
forgot,
I wanted
man.
to be a nice guy, but
All right,
keep.
let me go back. No,
he's in the
I'll
playoff race.
change
Keep
it.
him.
I'll
I'm changing
change
the
it. No,
rules. I'm changing the rules. I'm hijacking this show right now. They're in the playoff race. Keep them.
All right, that's what I looked at. I'm sorry. You're good. That's a good point. I'm gonna go with the Yankee, who has been really good since he's been on the Yankees. Jazz Chisholm.
Okay.
I think he's overrated, but I think he's really fun. And on the Yankees, he provides a spark that they don't have otherwise. So I'll add him to my team with Julio Rodriguez, who,
Fair.
as Cade allowed me to have. So I appreciate that, Cade. Thank
No
you
problem.
so much.
No problem.
I love
don't
the
forget that
Jazz
either.
Chisholm plug. I love it.
All right, want to go one more infielder. I really hate to say it as a Phillies fan, so I'm going to pick a Houston Astro. I'm going to take Jeremy Pena.
Good player.
It's a good pick.
Good
fair.
player.
World Series MVP.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
people forget about that.
Mm-hmm.
What were the pitchers off the board? Garrett Cole, Skubal, and Reagans.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go Framber Valdez. I mean, it's just consistent all around. And for the last pick of the draft, I'll gladly take the guy that's top 3 in ERA in the AL.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I think my team blows everybody's away.
What's your whole team again?
Bobby Witt, Josh Naylor, Juan Soto, Riley Green, and Framber Valdez. What was your team? I forget. I don't even remember.
Gunnar Henderson.
Okay, that's all I needed to hear. My team won.
Okay. Jazz Chisholm, Gunnar Henderson, Yordan Alvarez, Julio Rodriguez, and Tarek Skubal, the best pitcher.
All right, with the last little bit
That's a
of
good point.
time left,
Good
we're
point.
going to go to blind rank playoff moments. All right, so you're not going to know what's coming next, but you're going
I'm
to have to
excited
rank
for
them.
this. I'm really excited.
It's gonna be
There better be
Stuff I
some. I
probably
mean, the Mets
forgot
are rarely in the
about.
playoffs, but maybe some. Okay.
1969.
this is
Okay. Is there like a year thing going on here? I think it's might be all
Oh,
time
my.
because this might be one.
with the call of how electric it was
Yeah.
with the bat flip. It's iconic.
This is like the ultimate reaction video.
Yeah.
Like if someone's like, if I see an Instagram video of like a dude tossing meatballs, I send it to the group chat and then just send that with no context.
Bautista
come on
is a
now.
beast. I won't lie.
Is it one?
I think two.
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 Okay.
All right,
Okay.
two, all
True.
right.
Okay. Two.
Let's
Two.
move on to our next one.
Oh,
They're yeah.
I
This is the most overrated
love
player of all
Derek
time.
Jeter.
I agree.
Most overrated player of all time. 5.
Oh,
Were you putting it 5?
5.
All
I
right,
agree
we
with
got
5.
2 and 5 already taken.
I mean, I know you're a Yankee fan, but like, listen, I do that in with football every single day of the week.
It's a good point.
Just saying.
It's a good point.
Okay, fair.
5.
whatever.
All right, so we got 5. Let's go on to our next one.
Led to a great
That is
movie, though.
such an
Led to a great
overrated
movie.
play. Such an overrated play. I don't know if I can have an opinion on this.
I think
because
it's
I'm
got
a
to
Met
go
fan.
1.
One.
I think it's got to
Okay.
go 1.
The
For what
Phillies,
reason?
the Phillies
For what
lead
reason?
3-1. Okay, if they lose, they're still up 3-2.
I mean, come on, look at this.
I would not put that over
So
by
look
This
at
is
this.
4. This is 4.
One.
I would say 4. You can
3.
convince
If
me
you're
of
gonna
3.
if you're gonna
Okay,
make it push it past 1, I'll go 3.
I can
I'll go
compromise
3.
on 3, but
All right.
If they won the World Series, maybe that's
Yeah.
1.
There
But
better
even
not
then-
be a
they're
bad
up
number
3-1,
one.
and it's
Yeah.
All right, fine. We can put them at 3.
3.
So we got 2, 3, and 5. Let's see what's next.
4. Thank
Um,
you for saying that's
what?
3. 4.
I wish
Brock Holt. We're putting a Brock Holt. I don't care. Cycle in the postseason. Who cares? Who
What did they
cares?
lose in the first round?
Yeah, didn't they lose the series, right? Is this
Yeah.
from like 2 years ago?
Whatever the lowest
That's
is.
the
So
year-
4
that's-
is the lowest we have left.
This is 4.
Yeah,
Oh no, it's
4.
the year they won the World
Yeah, we have
Series.
4 and 1
Oh,
left.
All right.
it doesn't
Still
matter.
4.
It's the
Still
NLDS.
All right,
yes.
something good better come up.
There better
Okay.
be, or
Hey,
else.
the Red Sox won, Gabby said.
Yeah, I know. I just said
Yeah.
that, Gabby. I just said that.
Oh, that's the game I had beef with.
Yeah. Anyway, this is 4. Did Gabby make this slide?
This is what I was
That's
waiting
number
for.
1.
This is what I
That's
was
for
waiting
sure number
Yeah.
1.
I actually
Yeah.
think
Thank God.
the Rajay Davis. I actually
Yeah.
wanted that to be
I
one.
like that one better than this, but I think it's got to be one.
This is
Rizzo.
this isn't a cool play, but it's a cool moment.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with that as number
Although
one.
people forget this, I'm going to tie some Penn State into this.
Oh boy.
When the Cubs won the World Series to go to the World Series, or won the NLCS to go to the World Series, that was the same night as the block kick against Ohio State, and I was going on ESPN being so excited to see that Penn State beat Ohio State, and it was all Cubs coverage. I was so annoyed, so annoyed. But that's number 1. I like how that turned
For a
out.
reason.
All right. Well, that's all we have for you today. Thank you for tuning into our show. If you come out same time tomorrow, we're gonna have a frenzy. All right. I'm Emily. We got Cade, Chris, and Bella. Thank you.